Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me here this fine Tuesday morning. As we continue to move through the book of James, we will be in the 13th verse of the third chapter again of the book of James, where James says, "Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom." And so we have the word wise and we have the word wisdom twice in one verse. And we just a few weeks ago finished coming through the book of Proverbs, which is a book of wisdom. And I think James is a New Testament book of wisdom. And so as we look at this verse, the first thing we need to understand or discuss is what exactly is wisdom. Wisdom is not book learning. It's not something you get into school. It's not something you get at college. Wisdom is actually taking heaven's knowledge, heaven's ideas, and using them in our earthly life. It's living our life according to godly knowledge instead of man's knowledge. And so James says, "Who is it? Who is a wise man? Who has knowledge?" And you'll notice something that's I never really picked up on this before until uh, looking at this verse for our time together today. He doesn't answer the question. He says, "Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you?" And he doesn't tell us. He doesn't answer the question. He doesn't mention people with college degrees or big fine jobs. Somebody who holds a political office or anything like that, but he gives us a characteristic of a wise person. And I think the reason for that is because some people who have degrees are wise. Some people who don't are wise. Some politicians are wise. Some are not. Some who have lots of money are wise. Some are not. Some poor people are much wiser than some rich people. Some unknown people are much wiser than much more famous people. And so instead of giving us a name or a position, he gives us a trait. He gives us a characteristic. A wise person is one who shows up. His works show up by good conversation and meekness or gentleness of wisdom. In other words, he says, if you want to know who a wise man is, don't look at his pedigree. Don't look at his college degree. Look at his actions. Look at his life. That's what reveals to us whether or not a person is wise or not. And again, that's a very straightforward answer. Again, you don't have to have a degree or all kinds of training to be considered wise according to James. James says wisdom will show up in how we live our life, how we treat others, how we govern our life, how we practice, how we carry on our decision, our behavior, our conduct, how we how we deal with others, how we handle life in general, how we take the Bible and the teaching of the Bible and then apply it to our life, our morality, our virtue, our justice, how we treat others. All those things, he says, are ways to tell whether that's who's truly wise. Not because they've got a title, not because they're a pastor, or again, because they've got a lot of college degrees or anything else, but it is a person who is living according to godly wisdom. And so this morning, as we think about that verse, the question that looms large for us today is, if do we pass that test? If we were to go out and ask our closest friends, those who know us best, our friends, our family, our coworkers, again, those who know us the best, would they, by that definition, label us as wise? Not do we know a lot of answers to a lot of trivia questions, do we know a lot of historical facts, but according to James' definition, would we be counted among the wise? It's a big question, one that should really, again, loom large for us, that should be our goal in life, should be our ambition, is to live a life that others would say he is truly wise with the biblical definition of wisdom. Have a great day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.